Travel along, Catholic pilgrims, as we read letters from the voyages of St. Frances Cabrini as she traveled around the Western Hemisphere sharing the good news of Christ. How are you today, Catholic pilgrims? I hope well. I hope you are feeling better than the poor seasick sisters on board the Fulda. Yes, as they reached open ocean, the waves have picked up, and so has the nausea. One of the hardest things to be good at in the spiritual life is praying. You simply cannot get better if you don't keep at it and discipline yourself. You also won't grow in it if you just see prayer as a time to make your wish list. It is good to bring God our intentions, but we also need to do more than that in prayer. Mother Cabrini is going to give us some spiritual guidance on prayer, so let's turn to page 97 and see what she has to say. Yesterday, the 14th, we had the last glimpse of the Azores. The great St. George did not seem half so beautiful as St. Michael, though it also had smiling green mountains and valleys and enchanting slopes. In one of the great cities, we saw a very beautiful and artistically built cathedral, but no one could tell me the name of the city. There were several boats full of people, but none of them could approach us owing to the formidable waves created by the movement of the Fulda. They waved their hands and handkerchiefs to us. How I longed to tell some of them to go and visit Jesus in the most holy sacrament of the altar. They certainly would do so, I'm sure. All on board seemed quite disposed to believe what we say about God. They are very reserved in manner and speech. We united with the Portuguese and Flemings in sending our greetings to the churches. We could also see volcanoes. Some were extinct, whilst the sharply pointed cones of others seemed about to burst at any moment and send out fire, smoke, and lava. The scenery of the Azores has disappeared, and rainbows succeed one another, two at a time. The passengers are surprised, but we discern the eye of Mary looking down upon us as though to console us. Then another thing happened which astonished those sisters who are strangers to sea voyages. A huge number of water birds appeared. The sea, disturbed by a north wind, tossed the vessel, and the passengers began to whisper to one another and then to exclaim aloud, "A storm! A storm!" Like the apostles, they gathered around me and begged me to tell the sea to be calm. I had to tell them they had little faith and little courage, also that it needed bad weather to bring a storm. If one did happen, we need not fear, for we are traveling in the name of Jesus and under the mantle of Mary. Neither sea, winds, nor billows will frighten us. Our faith obliges us to trust in God, and that trust will make us strong even unto death. The sea still continues to be rough, but today the barometer marks fair weather, so we hope to recover the calm that marked our passage from the Mediterranean to the Azores. Sister Constance asked me if I would allow her to complain aloud, but I told her to repeat the words, "How wonderful!" This she does, though she can hardly bear it at all. Sister Pia cannot get up, so she remains in her berth. She is able to eat whatever is brought to her. Sister Xavier is not feeling well, but she keeps me company on deck, as she does not like her berth. Sister Alacoque is quite like a seaman, healthy and active. She is still infirmarian and knows how to make the sisters eat. This is the best thing she can do, for it is very bad not to be able to eat whilst traveling, for fasting increases the nauseous feeling, and one suffers more. Sister Frances suffers silently and serenely and forces herself to eat for the sake of obedience. Sister Claver suffers more than anyone else. Our sisters have made a heaven of their cabins. One sister dreams she is at Holy Mass but cannot receive Holy Communion, and then another sees a saint who comes to console them. They are always praying. The goodness of God is so great that He consoles us in 1,000 ways. To raise us up, to provide for us, to console us, and to enrich us, He has thousands of ways. Have faith, my dear daughters. Whatever you ask, you shall receive. For by prayer born of faith, you can obtain everything. If sometimes we do not get what we want, let us examine ourselves and see whether the cause does not lie in the want of proper dispositions, perhaps a lack of proper spirit, of fervor, of supernatural motives. Perhaps our prayers are said with the lips only, with weariness, in a hurry, or without recollection and perseverance. My good daughters, how prayer enlivens faith and does everything. Prayer and faith united are powerful beyond thought. If the saints have worked wonders and prodigies, they did it through prayer with faith. Have faith. He who prays with faith has fervor, and fervor is the fire of prayer. This mysterious fire has the power of consuming all our faults and imperfections and of giving to our actions vitality, beauty, and merit. The fervor produced by a lively faith is like a shower of limpid crystal waters that revive and animate. It lightens all our sufferings and troubles and purifies all that is faulty and earthly, and gives everything its proper virtue, value, and splendor. But note, I am not speaking of sensible devotion, but of that substantial fervor which is the product of a lively faith. I refer to that fervor and ardor of spirit which consists in the union of the soul with God in perfect conformity of our will with the will of God. This fervor you will obtain by keeping a mastery over the powers of the soul and by watchfulness over your senses, rejecting, as far as it lies in your power, all useless, vain, and inopportune thoughts. A soul recollected in God receives in its prayers the fervor of God. Therefore it can obtain from him all it desires. Accustom yourselves to unite your prayers with those of Jesus Christ, so that yours, coming in contact with his, shall be purified and sanctified. Be assured that after Jesus himself has purified them, he will present them to his eternal Father. Pray always with Jesus, always remembering that a soul united with Jesus can do everything. Bear in mind this maxim, omnia possum in eo quae me confortat. Have faith, pray with faith and good measure, and overflowing measure shall be given unto you. O faith, beautiful daughter of heaven, come to our souls and let us honor thee, thou who hast enveloped us with the beautiful mantle of baptism, and hast always enriched us by means of the other sacraments. That's all for today, Catholic Pilgrims. Tomorrow I get to continue brushing up on my Latin. But until then, live the faith boldly and travel well.